Hello and welcome to Global News Factory. I'm your host Vikrant. So let's get this straight. They dangled the Epstein client list like it was the holy grail, hyped it up with dramatic music and coming soon banners. And now they say it does not exist. Excuse me, what? Just a few months ago, Attorney General Pam Bondi looked into a camera and said a lot of explosive information regarding Jeffrey Epstein will be released to public in few days. She even said the list was lying on her desk for review. Watch this.
DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
Some papers were indeed released, but it more or less had info that was already in public eye. Nothing new. For that, Bondi accused the FBI of withholding more information. She even asked Kash Patel to investigate the matter. Guess what happened after months of build-up? That investigation ends with the FBI and DOJ saying, "We found nothing." Translation: "Move along, peasants." Also, I'm quoting, "We have no evidence Epstein kept a client list or blackmailed anyone," unquote. Wow, what a plot twist, or rather, what a cover-up. And while everyone was binge-watching some crime documentaries on Netflix, the actual real-life scandal was buried in a quiet weekend news dump. Classic. Now let's talk about Elon Musk. Musk in June said in a bombshell tweet, Trump is named in the unreleased Epstein files, but he offered no receipts. And I'm sorry, I do not take Musk's tweets as gospel. I have seen him post memes at 3 a.m. So yeah, I'm skeptical. And you should be too, always. But here is the funny part. Kash Patel, the FBI chief, was asked about this allegation by Musk, and Kash Patel, surprisingly, did not say that Musk was lying. He just said, I'm quoting, "That is way outside my lane." He did not say, "Hey, that is false" or "that is nonsense." He actually did not defend his boss. That tells you something, or that tells you everything, because if the allegation was totally bogus, it would have been nuked on sight. Trump administration would have shut down this nonsense by throwing the real files, Epstein files, at Musk's face. And let's not pretend Trump was a stranger to Epstein. He once told New York Magazine this, I'm quoting him, "It is even said that he means Epstein, he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side." Younger side. Also, remember that video at Mar-a-Lago? The one where Trump and Epstein were laughing and chatting it up like high school jocks. Yeah, that happened. Later, Trump said, "I had a falling out with him. I was not a fan." Of course, just like politicians always say, I hardly knew the guy until there is video evidence. So what are we left with? A vanishing client list, redacted documents, two men who partied together, and a DOJ that expects you to believe nothing to see here. If you believe that, then Santa Claus delivers your Amazon packages too. Here is the truth. If it was Obama or Biden's name floating around that list, Trump's people would be hosting 24/7 town halls in every state. But when it is their guy, radio silence. This is not about left or right anymore. It is about who gets protected, who gets exposed. And let me be very clear. I am not here to cheer for Trump or Musk or Biden or anyone else. I'm here to ask uncomfortable questions. That is my job, and I would not stop just because it upsets a few fanboys. Trump supporters, I know you are unsubscribing because I can see the dip every time I speak like this. But let me tell you this, truth does not need applause. So if you want fairy tales, go to Disney Plus. And if you want reality, stay right here. Moving on, it is about Trump again. I mean, what has happened to him? I don't know. Trump has just declared economic war on BRICS. He actually said this, I'm quoting him. Any country aligning itself with the anti-American policies of BRICS will face an additional 10% tariff. Let me ask you something, Mr. Trump. What exactly are anti-American policies? Is it anti-American if countries like India, China, Brazil, and Russia decide to trade in their own currencies? Tell me, please. Is it anti-American if they want a fairer financial system that does not collapse every time Washington has a mood swing? Please tell me. Or is it anti-American to stop depending on the US dollar because America wields it like a remote-controlled bomb, like a weapon? Because if that is anti-American, then maybe the real problem is how America has been behaving. Just look at what is happening with India, for example. The US is forcing India to accept genetically modified crops, GM crops. Imagine that. Something India does not want because it could destroy its agricultural exports to the EU and, mainly, compromise food security. These crops are made by inserting bacteria, viruses, or even animal genes into plants. And when India says, no thanks, America says, take it or pay the price. That is not partnership. Dear viewers, that is blackmail. Same story with Russia. The US and EU kicked Russia out of SWIFT payment system. They banned dollar-based trade. They tried to cripple Russia's economy. And guess what? Russia adapted. And China, India, Brazil, they watched and they learned. Now BRICS is building its own settlement system. Putin calls it independent, faster, safer. That is not an attack on America, I guess. That is called growing up and refusing to be bossed around by Uncle Sam. Trump is acting like it is still 1991 and the world is stuck in America's unipolar fantasy. But the world has changed, Mr. Trump. BRICS is not anti-American, it is anti-bullying. And maybe, just maybe, America needs to take a long, hard look in the mirror before calling anyone else a threat. Moving on, let's have some fun with the green t-shirt. Because we have this breaking news coming in. Russia, the world's largest country, a nuclear superpower, and one of the top 3 oil exporters on earth, might now collapse. Because Ukraine just sanctioned it. Yes, you heard that right. Ukraine sanctioning Russia. This is like a guy being thrashed in a boxing ring, suddenly pulling out a whistle and saying, "You are disqualified." Zelensky proudly declared, I'm quoting him, "Ukraine has imposed sanctions on Russian companies and citizens." Wow. Russia must be trembling. Somewhere in the Kremlin, Putin spilled his vodka in shock. Zelensky is just trying to stay relevant here. You're losing Pokrovsk, you're losing ground, you're losing your troops, you have run out of air defense systems, your NATO friends have left the group chat, but hey, sanctions on 73 people will surely save Ukraine, right? And the best part, Zelensky says the new sanctions are aimed at countering Russia's financial schemes, especially in crypto. Because apparently banning a few Russian crypto bros is going to stop tanks in Donetsk. Let's be real, this is not about hurting Russia anymore. This is about Zelensky finding something, anything to announce on TV. So people forget the war is being lost and his approval ratings are in freefall. Zelensky is now so deep into PR mode, next week he might sanction Putin's barber or ban Russian memes. In short, the real joke is not these sanctions, the joke is pretending that they matter. Thank you for staying with me. You're watching GNF.